Hello, good evening. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Had a last minute business matter. Needed to do some damage control and still get to you guys. So please forgive the casual attire. Let me share in there. Tag. Okay. All right. So nobody's in. Well, one person. Hey, Derek. How are you? I'm here. Okay. So we are on day 21 of the Boss Up Challenge. Happy Sunday. Any of my newcomers, if it's your first time seeing the video, this is Business Builder Basics. We're doing the 30-day Boss Up Challenge where you give me your time each evening for 30 days and I help you to start a business, develop a wealth consciousness, or get a side hustle. I'm here basically to inspire and motivate and serve as a consultant for free. Okay, so all I ask is that you like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Business Builder Basics, and feel free to join the free Facebook group with the same name. All right, so we need to do acknowledgements, and I actually want to shout out Asia Renee. I'm not sure what she's calling her business now. It used to be Extensions of Hope. But I think she has a new name now, but she does hair and she's doing it out of Boss Studios in Temple Hills, the complex right by Crossland High School, Temple Hills, Maryland. I'll be sure to post her information at the end like I've been doing, okay? So she's really good. She sells hair and she does installations and basic hair, basically. So, all right, now, goal check-in. From yesterday, you're supposed to come up with a plan of when you're going to, I think I said within the next 7 days, when you're going to get your needs met by someone by finding out who you're going to ask or how you're going to ask somebody for what you need, the help that you need. I hope that you met your goals. If you were able to meet your goals, great. If you have not been meeting your goals, it's something I need to know. You don't have to tell me in the live stream. You can inbox me and you can say, hey, Charity, I've been trying to follow the Boss Up Challenge, but I just never seem to be able to, meet the goals that I set. I'm never able to do the homework that you assign. Let me know if you're having difficulty and we can try to figure out what the barrier is, okay? So let's try to make sure that we strategize so that you can start setting attainable goals. If you're not setting attainable goals, that might be part of the problem. All right, and so tonight's topic, Tonight's topic was inspired by a situation that happened today at a business meeting that I was in. And what happened, it basically made me think, practice what you preach. Practice what you preach when you are in boss up mode, when you are in leadership mode, when you are trying to pull together a team and strategize and inspire and motivate. Practice what you preach. And what I realized, and I'm glad I'm doing this Boss Up Challenge as a participant and an instructor at the same time, because from the beginning I told you all that you all would be my accountability partners. We would be each other's accountability partners, because I know that I have to tune in and talk to you guys every night and share what's going on with me and my businesses, what's going on in my life from a business perspective, and then you all are doing the same to an extent. And what I realize is that in the process of me doing this Boss Up Challenge, I have basically solidified in my mind what needs to happen with the things that I'm working on right now. Projects that I'm working on now, I realize that if I look at all of my videos, and I do watch all of them after I do them just to learn from them and see if I can adjust my presentation style or things that I might not be doing well or whatever. And I watch them. And actually, I think what it's done for me is it's reminded me that these are things that you never stop applying to business, whether you're in startup mode or just trying to get to the next level. All the things, the topics that we've been talking about, you have to continue to do those things and operate with those philosophies, so that it's not just me trying to sell you something or tell you something that I'm not really practicing in my day-to-day life with business. So what I noticed is that a group that I'm working with, we're a small team, we're an intimate team, and we've just been kind of slumming, kind of, you know, I mean, we're doing good things but we're like putting along slowly. Everyone's kind of distracted with other things they have going on in life, things that are important, but you know, it's like we don't have a business plan, for example, and it's quite a significant thing that we're doing and who we're intending to present it to, the audience we're presenting it to. We need to come correct. And when I look at the Boss Up Challenge topics, then I'm like, oh, I want it to be like check, 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 right? But I wasn't able to do that. I was like, oh, we didn't even do a business plan. We don't have a business plan. Or, you know, it's just a lot of things that I thought about that I felt like, man, I need to do it. And so I spoke up in the meeting and I just said, you know, we need to like just start. We need everything that we've done from January to now. We need to chalk it up as our preliminary business mode in preparation. As of today, let's make it official that we're about to do good business. We're going to do what we know we need to do to make a good showing to the people that we are trying to pitch this idea to. And, you know, there was a little pushback just as far as whenever you're proposing that you slow down something or that you change the approach, or you maybe have to tweak a plan, or you thought you were going to be doing something and now you're like, no, let's not do that. We're not quite ready for that. You might get some kickback. But after we all said our point of view and talked about it, we all came to the conclusion that yes, we do need to make sure we're doing good business. We do need to make sure that we take our time and implement what we all know works in business, and not repeat a lot of the things that we did before when we were starting up businesses 20 years ago, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? 13 years ago. Because all these people I'm working with, they have business experience, but yet we just have been kind of winging it. And one of the things I'm considering is, you know, all of my school stuff may have to be put on hold until I can really get this going and be a part of the team the way that I need to be. Because actually I was supposed to be the president of the group. I stepped down because I felt like I wouldn't be able to keep up with the demand, but I still wanted to be a part of the team. But everybody wanted me in that role because they felt like that would be my strength. But I wasn't performing that way, so I stepped down. But I really think this project could be something. It could really be something. And I feel like whatever I put my mind to, as long as I have support, I feel like I know how to make things happen. And so we have to do good business. And in order to do that, I have to be able to focus. Just like I was teaching you all about, you know, turning potential into actual actions. That's what I need to implement in my own life. So I don't want to sit here before you and try to tell you about how to be successful in business. And then once I've, you know, pushed finish and I'm not streaming anymore, I go and I do janky business, or I do, you know, business that is just, you know, it's not up to par. So that is what I'm going to try to get in order. And I encourage you, those of you all, because some of you all already have businesses and you still tune in anyway, which is great because you may learn some things that can help you get to the next level or tighten up things a bit or refine it. But I really think that if you tune in and you're able to get something from this, that's great. We need to get on track, evaluate what you're doing in your business if you already have one, and ask yourself, if you believe in what I've been talking about and you like the topics and it makes sense to you, ask yourself, can I check off these boxes for the 30-Day Boss Challenge? Every topic, is that something that I feel like I'm doing well with in the business that I'm running now? And if you can't check those things off and you believe those things are effective, then the goal for tonight is going to be for you guys to actually implement those changes. Look back. I know that we're on day 21, but technically there were about 6 or 7 videos I did in a row. Each day I was still going live, and they were not a part of the official Boss Up Challenge, but they were still good topics. So go over, go to the YouTube channel. All the videos are there, or you can look on my page. Even though my page is private on Facebook, I make these business-related live streams public. So I encourage you to go back and just make sure, even if you don't have time to watch everything, look at the topic. And if it's something that you think you need to check out, the first 20 minutes is when I really get into the educational aspect of it. Then after the 20-minute mark, there's a Q&A. So even if you see the video might be like an hour and 30 minutes long, you only really need to tune in for like the first 20 or 25 minutes to get the meat and potatoes of the message. So I encourage everybody, if you're in business or if you have started working on it, just make sure that you're mastering the things that we're talking about, and that when you find yourself in a position to lead your team, to manage employees, to supervise others, to mentor others, practice what you preach. Practice what you preach. You do not want to be a fraud. I can't sell you something that I don't truly believe. I can't sell you something that if I'm not sold on it, I can't sell it to somebody. And so I believe in everything that I've been telling you all. Therefore, I need to follow my own rules and make sure that I handle my business. And I encourage you all to do the same. Now, I'm not sure how much time I've taken. I know I only get 20 minutes. Let me check my phone here. Where is my phone? Today, we had a business meeting and I was in mommy mode and had a situation with the B&B I had to kind of deal with, which still I'm kind of in the middle of dealing with, but I stepped away. I don't have my purse. I must have left it upstairs. Well, Q&A. I'm not sure what time it is, but I feel like it's been at least about 15, 20 minutes that I've been talking. So let's open it up for Q&A. There's no need to belabor the point if I've said everything that I need to say. So if you have questions or comments, 13 minutes, yeah. I'm not going to belabor the point just to try to stretch it out to 20 minutes. Practice what you preach. All I can say is I was feeling a certain type of way today when I was sitting in that meeting, and my energy wasn't good, or I was hungry, number one, but my energy was not good because I was just like, wait a minute, we're going to go to Vegas and present what? No. Like, we're going to squander this opportunity. We are going to ruin the brand that we're trying to build if we half step like that. And so I just had to speak on it. I just had to really step in and make alterations to the way that we're doing things. So now we're actually going to be meeting every day at 10 p.m. I should be finished with you guys by then when I'm doing the Boss Up Challenge. Every day at 10 p.m., I'm requiring that we do a check-in for my team on this particular project. And we set a minimum hour commitment per week that everybody is going to set. towards the goal for this project. So if you're not spending at least 5 hours a week working actively on what your part is for this project, that's the very minimum you should be doing. And we had to talk about investment dollars and how much we're going to be putting in and other ways of generating more, because I really do not want to have to go to the really huge companies. I don't want to have to like ask them for $500,000 or $250,000. I don't want to have to do that. I feel like with as hard as we work and the kind of cash flow we have now, if we just make a few adjustments and do some extra things, we should be able to invest in ourselves. We should be able to finance our own project at the level that we're looking to do it, and not necessarily come begging to these big wigs about, please give us a chance, please give us some money. I don't want to do that. I think we're better than that, and that's what I told the team. And in order to do what we need to do, we're going to meet every day. Because the Boss Up Challenge, it got me in this mode, right? I'm like, wow, I'm already, it's working. Every day I'm being accountable. I have to tune into the audience. I have to give them content. I look at it like it's my job. That's what I do, okay? And then it makes me think about these business concepts and really ponder. And it's been helpful to me. My own 30-day Boss Up Challenge has been helpful to me. And that's what I told the team. If I'm telling everybody you need to be working on your business and thinking about your business every day, that's the purpose of this Boss Up Challenge, is to get you in that routine, then we need to be doing that. Meeting once a week, and we have like something major happening between June 3rd and June 5th, we're nowhere near ready. So, we're gonna meet and check in every day. We're going to get our communication together. We're going to develop a thorough business plan. We're going to line up and outsource for some additional help. And we're going to recruit other potential partners and people that may be interested in the project, because I feel like our team is too small to really do what we are trying to do. So can you all think of any ways that you can change what you're doing, or ways that you need to change because they don't seem to fall in line with the philosophy that I've been talking about for the last 21 days plus? You may also notice that some topics you might agree with me on things, and other topics not so much, where I might say certain things that resonate with you, while other things are just kind of like, it's either you're not feeling it, you don't get it, you can't relate, or whatever. I'm sure that that's going to happen. But have there been anything that you've heard that's been valid that you feel you could be doing better in your business? Are you handling your business? Let me go back and say hello to everyone. Derek, Tanisha, Nathan, Jovan, Brian, Miss Baker, Eric, Carlo, Whit, Maurice, lovely Sweet Tea Savoy, Jessica, Aaron, hey Denise, hey, Robert Wilson, and Johnny Blaze. There's always room for improvement. Yeah, yep. We just talked about this at dinner tonight. I told my daughter, you need to be a student sometimes. And she was like, I am a student, I'm in school. And I'm like, no, you need to be a student of life. You're never not a student. All of us are students. We always need to be open to learning something new. There's always room for improvement. I know that based on the meeting today, after I really thought about it, and I mean, I had been thinking about it before, but I had rationalized the way that we were going about things by saying, well, we all have other things that we're working on. We can't really do it how it needs to be done. And then I'm just like, wait, I have to narrow my focus. I have to be decisive and definitive. I have to do all these things that I've been telling you all to do and apply it to this project. And I just really, I'm glad that we all ended up on the same page. So tomorrow we're having a meeting at 3 o'clock. I'm going to get started earlier. I'm at the studio now, actually. I'm going to get started earlier, and we're going to do our check-in every night at 10 p.m. just to make sure that everybody is making progress on the division of labor and the task that we'll be assigning. And we have to reestablish the roles and come up with a timeline for, when we want certain things accomplished. And as opposed to thinking that everything is going to pop at this thing we're going to in June, I encourage everybody that we really should be working on this thing and shooting for that very same annual event for the following year, because we really have not put enough time into the project to make it do what it needs to do before we present it to someone. Remember yesterday I was saying that before you ask someone for something, make sure that you've thought about it and made your plan, and then take action, and you make the first sacrifice before you ask somebody else to give you a chance. Then you say something, you say what you need. And I feel like June is the say something part of that plan. But I don't feel like we've even gotten past step 1 or much of step 2. There hasn't been enough sacrifice of our own dollars and our own time to be able to go to somebody and think we're worthy of them getting on board, or, deciding they want to, pay for licensing rights to our so-called brand that nobody knows about. It's just not time. I think that's going to be a topic, is how business is always evolving. You might have a plan, but then things are thrown into the mix where you have to adjust, adapt, and evaluate constantly and re-strategize. Hi, Jonathan. Hello, Leverell. So any questions? Questions about practicing what you preach? Well, I don't see any questions. Well, it's looking like it's going to be an early night. I know most people don't mind. It's Sunday. And, well, sometimes actually, I noticed that like after 9:30 is when people might start coming in. And I don't mind sticking around for that. But I also don't want to hold up anybody else that is ready to, check out now. What do you think, Derek? You think we should hang in here for a while and give people an opportunity? I don't like to rush through, but I also don't like to usurp people's time. I don't like to rush folks. If you're thinking about things, pondering things. Oh, found my phone. It was in my pocket. See, that's the kind of day it's been today. Okay, let's see. Be on time. Being on time is important. It's funny. I've never been great with time. I think being on time is a sign of professionalism. I truly do. I can't dispute it. But I know that what I've noticed is that when you're juggling a lot of things, it can be very difficult sometimes. Early bird gets the worm. Yeah. I sympathize with my latecomers. I really do, and I believe in grace periods, you know what I mean? But you're right. Now, the funny thing is at my son's school, he told me that they have this thing they call MIT time. And MIT time basically is where professors and students just kind of have this unspoken rule that classes always start like 15, 20 minutes late, because apparently these people up there that are so smart and bright and they're just scattered people, not very organized. I'm not saying each and every one of them, but apparently it's a thing that they call MIT time. And so if class is supposed to start at 10, then it's just understood class is really probably going to start at about 10:15 or 10:20. I've never heard of anything like that, but it sounded cool. That would work for me. But my thing is, if I know that 10:15 would be the time they would start, then I would be the one. Now I'm coming at 10:30, because I'm always trying to squeeze as much as I can in a little bit of time. And then I don't juggle things properly sometimes. Yeah. Hey, Stan. All right. Well, I give you guys time to put more messages in the chat if anyone has questions or comments about anything business related. I'm going to reply to this damage control situation I told you about at my B&B. I just want to make sure that the plan I put in place to address it was suitable and that the customer is pleased. So business is real. I think it's good that you all see this. Sometimes I have to do what I have to do. So I'm going to do that and stay here with you guys and see how we do here. Yeah, we had a double booking actually. And hey, see Derek, I'm glad we stayed on here because now my BFF is here. I was just telling them, please excuse me, I'm actually conducting damage control with the B&B right now. I have to conduct business during my Boss Up Challenge, but that's what bosses do, right? We have to always be available. How are you? I'm good, Big Gil. On the mic. Big Gil on the mic. Come on, I know you have something to say, Big Gil. Got any questions about business? Bossing up? Practicing what you preach, which is tonight's message. Sharnita, is practice what you preach. I realized that the project I've been working on, I'm glad you didn't come today because I really was not, even though you're my BFF, I feel like we would have looked very disorganized today had you been here. I don't think we would have been prepared to really have an organized way of presenting to you what we're doing here. So I basically told the group, we're whack right now. And all the plans and the dates that we had established, we're not going to meet those goals because we're not working at a pace that's going to get there. And it's all of our issue that we need to address. I was thinking about all this preaching and stuff I've been doing with the Boss Up Challenge, and I'm like, oh yeah, like it applies to me too. I have to practice what I preach. And that's what I told the team. This Boss Up Challenge has actually put me in a mode to be more mindful of how I'm conducting business because I'm starting things with the team. I'm not even the one that started it, but I'm working as a part of a team where we're really building something from the ground level up. And I've been there and done that before, and I don't want to make the same mistakes. There is no need to do that. Sorry, I'm getting a response now. So yes, practice what you preach. When you are a boss, when you're a leader, when you're inspiring others, when you're giving a message, make sure that you are living it. Always a mirror for yourself. Man, I was just like, it was a tense meeting too. I mean, no one was disrespectful, but because people are so passionate about wanting to move forward and wanting this thing to work, when I say, wait, pump the brakes, throw everything out, we're starting from scratch with the way we're supposed to do this thing. And we're going to do a business plan. And we're going to work on this. We're going to meet every single day. And so I think we don't need to meet every single day anymore. And that's just how it was. And it was a little tense, but everybody ended up on the same page. So it's so important. It's so important. I mean, I'm excited now because I don't know. You all are not in my head. I try to share my thoughts. I try not to make every broadcast about me so much, but more so about a philosophy. But I think part of what is great about this Boss Up Challenge and why I wanted you all to tune in every day is because you're seeing a process unfold. And even though I'm not sharing with you all of the details of the businesses I'm working on, it's almost like I'm giving you a view into the life of someone that's in my situation and how you evolve and change and what you do day to day and how your mind works and the kind of things that you have to do when you're building. And if we're not implementing some of the basic fundamentals that we know in like business builder basics, if we're not doing the basics in the group I'm working with, then that's really a shame. And I did not feel good about it, and I felt like we need to do better. The process, the process. And I feel like I'm sharing this moment in my life because let's say that this idea that we have really pops and does what we think it has the potential to do, then I want, like in my kids' generation and their kids' generation, for them to be able to maybe reflect on some of these videos and be like, yeah, that was when great grandma and great granddaddy, actually, and auntie, great auntie, and all these people, that's when they actually were like, sitting in a basement and converted a studio from a basement. This is when it started. This is how it started. I mean, they were a mess. And you see the process. I don't just want people to see the outcome. If the outcome ends up being a $1 billion endeavor, I mean, that would be great. But even if it falls short of that and it becomes very successful, I feel like it's really good to have documented this experience, basically going through this evolution. And what I'm hoping is that you all are experiencing the same thing too. Your mind is active now. You're getting yourself in check and you're setting the stage for success, and you have people to be your cheerleaders and to witness the evolution. Meeting once a week or tuning in even twice a week would not show you all what the life of a boss is like, really. And I mean, I'm not going to carry a phone around with me all day for you all to see what my days entail. They've actually been lighter than usual lately, but at least checking in every day, you see, whether I'm sick, tired. What day was it where I tuned in and I had only gotten 2 hours of sleep? Yesterday. Because Friday night, as you all know, I broadcast early because I had plans for that evening. Well, that evening caused me to only get 2 hours of sleep, basically, and I was so tired. My head was hurting so bad. I'm telling you, if I could have figured out a way to weasel my way out of doing the broadcast, I would have, but I was like, no, because that's not what bosses do. You still have to come through. And I don't want to be on there complaining about, oh, my head hurts, I don't feel good, so I'm not going to tune in today. Forgive me, guys. No, I want you all to see, well, it's like, well, yeah, she showed up every day for 30 days. We saw her every day live for 30 days. She showed up. So whether I am happy, sad, mad, glad, feeling bad, it doesn't matter. You show up when you're a boss. You show up and you do what you said you're going to do. That's the kind of stamina. Remember we talked about stamina. That's the kind of stamina it takes. And meanwhile, if you throw extra things in like motherhood, fatherhood, school, other personal things, those things are still going on too. But you have to remain in boss mode, and you have to keep the commitment to the business that you're doing. That's what I think is so beautiful about the Boss Up Challenge. And it's just really an evolution. It should be an evolution. And I hope you all, I know that a lot of you all probably that have spent your time watching this, if you all don't feel like you're any closer to your goals, and I'm sure there are plenty of people feeling that way, I encourage you to change something that you're doing, because what I know is that if you do these things that I'm telling you to do, you definitely should feel like you are closer to what you're trying to do. But keep in mind, I never said that you will have a business up and running in 30 days, but your mentality, different things about the way you think should be now, seeds have been planted, and those seeds should be, now you have to continue to water and nourish those seeds so that they grow even after the 30-day challenge. But at least the seeds are here. We're sprinkling seeds everywhere, and we're hoping that they're going to grow. But it takes time. You need to be patient. Your business you may get started and you may not feel like you're making any money. I don't want to tell you the bad news. I really don't want to tell you this, but you may not be making any money for like your first 5 years, depending on what you're doing. Don't feel discouraged if it's actually taking you about 5 years to start profiting after you've covered your startup expenses and made your mistakes and built your brand and built your customer base. Don't be surprised if it's 5 years. So 30 days of the Boss Up Challenge is really like, we're just like the egg and the sperm coming together right now. That's the phase we're in. We're a zygote right now. And you don't start making money until you're like, maybe like a preschooler, maybe. 5 years later, we're at that early stage where you have the seed that's been planted. So don't get discouraged. And if it's not working out for you and you really not seeing anything pop for you, don't you blame me. You better not blame my Boss Up Challenge, because I encourage you to think about, did you really do what you were supposed to do? And if not, go back and watch everything again, and then stick with me, because we won't be tuning in every day, but I am going to still maintain this. I'm going to be tuning in at least about twice a week. And if I make the decision to stop school for a while, then you'll be, hearing from me a lot more, and I'll probably give you a glimpse into some of the projects that we're working on. And actually some of the people that I've met in this challenge, I'm going to reach out to a few people just to kind of fill them out and see what their interests are, and see if there are any projects that I'm working on that maybe they could be a part of, or maybe we can create something together. So I'm really hoping that people are not getting discouraged. Once I start inviting you to meetings with me and the team in person, then it means that I definitely want to see something materialize for you. And I feel like you have a certain level of commitment that you've shown with this challenge, that I think, okay, yeah, there could be something there. Because believe it or not, something as simple as tuning in every day and being disciplined with this thing, there's something very powerful in that. It speaks volumes about the people that are really staying up to date with everything. Speaking of staying up to date, I do realize that the last 3 days of videos are not on the YouTube channel. I will handle that this evening. I'll make sure that I upload everything. Party animal. Yeah, I got 2 hours of sleep fooling around with LeSean. I was so tired. I didn't know what to do with myself. I started to like put my hair back in a ponytail and just come to you guys half stepping, but I decided to, yesterday I tried to get myself together. I was so tired. Then a few days before that, I was feeling it was the pollen. I felt like I was coming down with a cold, but I realized that it was the pollen count was very high, and that was making me feel like I was getting a cold. But I still was like, no excuses. No excuses. I'm tuning in every day, no matter what. Let me check my phone. So, questions, comments, concerns about practicing what you preach in business or any other topic that we've talked about, or any question you might have specific to what you're working on, I'd be happy to help. I'd be happy to help if I can. Remember, yesterday was closed mouths don't get fed. Hello, Sean. All right, I'm gonna wait. And I'm actually, because I still have a lot of people, well, not a lot, but relative to what I usually have, 5 people viewing at the same time is kind of a lot. Any news on day trading? Yeah, so day trading, so the first thing is I'm only about 3 chapters in the book I'm reading. LeSean is about halfway through. She's reading the candlestick charting book. I'm reading the How I Trade for a Living book. And what I'm learning is that there's no one approach that anybody can guarantee that is going to make you a successful day trader. What I'm gathering, and the reason why I think only about 5% of people are really successful with that, is the same reason that there is a small percentage of people that are successful in business. I think it's a certain talent required, a certain stick-to-itiveness, and a patience. I also definitely learned that don't expect to make any money in your first year. Expect to lose money while you're learning what works for you. And you might have one person who's been successful with it write a book or do a YouTube video telling you to do something one way, and then you read another book or see another video and they're like telling you to do something that's the complete opposite of what these other people are talking about. And I also think my suspicions about the for-profit places that train people how to day trade, I saw quite a few videos and read some things that were in line with what I was worried about, is that those places are preying on people who really don't know any better. That it's almost like the people that they're hyping you up because they know that people are getting desperate now. And anytime they hear about there being some way to make money, they want to hear about it. And if it sounds like it could be easy, oh, what? I can just sit at home and look at a computer screen and make money. That sounds good to some people. And so they're going to spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars. It was like $500 just for the application fee, which included 3 orientation sessions, 3 consecutive days, like 8-hour days each day. That was like an application process. That was like $500. And then you had all the classes that you could take, which were like thousands of dollars basically. They wouldn't even tell us what the prices were. That's how I knew they were high. They're like, oh, well, we don't tell you the price until we meet with you individually and find out, what your goals are. And it felt like a timeshare presentation or something. And that's a lot of money. And so they basically know that only about 5% of the people that are enrolling in these things are going to be successful, because they know people. They know that people are going to believe the hype, buy into it, but not do the work when they find out there is work to be done. And so all I can say about the day trading now is that there doesn't seem to be any one strategy that anybody can assure you will work. Be prepared to lose money. Be prepared to not see any real gains your first year, at least. And avoid those places that are charging you a lot of money to teach you how to day trade, unless you feel like you are the kind of person where in life you tend to excel at the things you put your mind to. You do have you're one of the, you graduated in the top 10% of your class, or you're that person. You're the overachiever. You're the one, you're going to you got to make straight A's. You're not good with it. You're not good with the B. If you know you're that person, then you probably could go and pay for those classes and be the one that is a successful day trader. But if you're not a person who can, think about it. If you can't tune in every night at 9 p.m. or every day for 20 minutes for this Boss Up Challenge, how do you think you're going to tune into the Wall Street Journal, wake up at a certain time when certain markets open and be looking and ready every day like clockwork? How are you going to do that and be staring constantly at things going up and down, minute to minute? You're looking at things and you have to look and you have to determine with your own talent, now it's time to buy, now it's time to sell. And you have to look. And you might go to the bathroom and be in there for about 15 minutes handling business and come back and you've missed this spike or some kind of drop or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's what it's going to take in these places. Like this one school, the reason I didn't like them is because they tried to make it seem like you don't have to sit in front of a computer screen or constantly be looking at, what the market is doing. They're like, yeah, on average, it's not like it used to be. You only have to spend about 5 or 6 hours a week. And I was like, okay, though that line right there is for the people who they know are not cut out for it, but they want their money. Good, Keith. Oh, good. Keith, please, I'm not sure if this is your first video that you've seen, but this is day 21 of the 30-day Boss Up Challenge. It's all about us figuring out how to get this money and generate wealth, have a wealth consciousness, and to create something, a legacy for our children, leaving them with property, money, trust funds, businesses, and things where this is what we want. This is what we're trying to do, and I'm trying to help people understand ways that they can do it. No guarantees, but I'm just letting people know things that I've done, how I was able to become a self-made millionaire, how I've been able to be self-employed since I was 25 and have a corporation with, I think the biggest we've gotten was maybe 30 employees, to give you an idea of size. So it's a small business, but still, I'm trying to share the mistakes that I made, the things that I did well, because I came from a community where people didn't have a lot of money. I had a baby young. I made a lot of decisions that made things harder for me. I'm trying to let people know, even with all of that, you can still do it, but it has to be kind of different. Sometimes you have these places that are having people sign up to teach you how to be successful, and they don't look anything like you. That doesn't mean that they don't have anything good to offer, but there are certain pockets and communities of people that need to receive things in a different package, so that it's packaged just for them, so that they understand the culture and certain things behind how some people have to get into business and do things creatively. Get tired of working for the man and not establishing general wealth for yourself and your family. Exactly. Because I'm telling you, what a lot of you all don't realize is that it's possible a lot of you all are working harder and suffering more than you would if you were in business for yourself, but you're scared, or you haven't figured out what you can do, or you don't have the support system behind you. Well, that's what this is all about. Joining the Boss Up Challenge, subscribing to my channel, joining our group, which is up to close to 180 members now for free. It's no, fee. I'm trying to build a community of people that are tired of this foolishness, tired of this rat race, tired of the trickery, tired of the slavery. And I'm not saying people can't keep their jobs. We do need people who are employees, but we need more bosses. We need more people who are going to boss up. And when I use the word boss, that's not really my favorite term. I prefer leader, because boss has a negative connotation. But for the purpose of it being catchy, it's like boss up. We need to boss up, okay? We need more people that are willing to step out there and figure out how to create opportunities for themselves and for other people. And we don't have to do it alone. This journey that I've been on has been very alienating and isolating. It's been very lonely at times because there are not a lot of people who are business minded. There are not a lot of people who I could go out with and sit down with and talk about stocks or businesses or, the kind of conversations that people are having, like, I can't stomach it anymore. And so I have to distance myself from people so that I can get a clear mind of what I need to do. Because if you don't surround yourself with the right people, you're never going to get into that consciousness that you need to be in, because they're going to be bogging you down with the foolishness that people thrive off of. People are just the kind of things that go viral, the kind of things that people flock to, the kind of things people commit to. Like, people can't tune in with me for 20 minutes a day, but, and that's 600 minutes for the month. If you do 20 minutes for 30-day Boss Up Challenge, that's 600 minutes. That's basically 10 hours for the month. And I know some of you all that will sit and binge watch Netflix for 10 hours in one day. So you can't give me 20 minutes of your time to figure out how to get this money. I don't want to hear it. So when you're on your timeline talking about you broke, you're unemployed, you're underemployed, you're not making ends meet, you got GoFundMe accounts and all this kind of stuff, I'm going to unfriend you. I'm going to delete you if I have not seen you showing up. If you're not showing up, I don't want to hear it. When you get around people with the wealth consciousness, the conversation is different. And I'm tired of being lonely. I know there's other people out there that's ready to do something. I know it. They just have to be ready to get in the mindset. So, Keith, since you're new to it, I encourage you to go back and look at the Get Your Mind Right first, then get to the money. Look at that video, because it kind of helps you gauge where you are in your life and in your thinking. It lets you know if you're ready for business. Business is ready for you, but are you ready for business? So check out that video and gauge what your situation is, because some people are not where they need to be successful. They're stuck in a rut. They can't let go of certain things and certain ways of thinking, certain people they hang around, certain places they go, is keeping them stuck in a rut. And I'm tired of what the narrative sounds like in the rooms with those people. I want to be in different rooms. I want to get in the rooms with people that know how to make money, that know how to save money, that knows how to spread wealth and positivity. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's what the group is about. That's what the Boss Up Challenge is about. I'm like searching for people. I'm trying to find people to collaborate with, find people to potentially give a business to, find people who will join me and my team at the ground level of something that could be like the next Mickey Mouse. If people would do it right, which is why the meeting today was so tense, because I'm like, we're not going about this right. I'm tired. We're not doing it. We're not moving forward unless stuff is done right. Stuff has to be right. We have to do business correctly, and I have to practice what I preach on this Boss Up Challenge. It has to apply to every project that I'm working on right now, and it has not been. And that's what you got to do. Get around the right people. I'm looking for people to come be a part of things. And even if you're not a part of things with me, create your own stuff. Network with other people. Just get busy. Just do something. That's what I'm trying to encourage people to do. And stop looking for the easy way. The day trading, yes, it could be good money. But like I said, only 5% of people are successful with it. But yet there are so many people paying for those classes thinking that they're about to learn how to make this easy money. And no, you about to waste that money on that class. I'm going to save you the trouble. Do not sign up for those day trading education classes that are thousands of dollars if you know you lazy. If you know you can't stick to anything. If you know you have the attention span of a toddler, don't waste your money on those classes. You're not going to be successful. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be successful if that's who you are. If you know that you can't wake up in the morning when Wall Street opens, if you know that you can't look at a computer screen and watch minute to minute as a penny stock is going up and down and stick with that, and you got to go to the bathroom, but you holding it because you just waiting and you don't want to miss it. If you don't have that kind of focus and commitment, don't spend your money on that for day trading. And it's really the same for being successful in business. If you can't stick to it, then don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to give y'all some time. See if you have a job that's not going to work. That could be true. Like a 9 to 5. What I read in the book today, the guy said that when he had jobs and he was trying to do that, it didn't work for him. He got fired because he wasn't being productive, because instead of doing his job, he was always like watching the market. You might get away with it for a while, but you'll probably end up getting fired. Unless, of course, you have a government job where they don't expect you to do much anyway. Know thyself. Yep. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to bear with me for a moment while I put some closure to this situation. I have to actually call because text is not getting the job done. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. Hey. It's changed? Try 200. Are you up there now? Because she's waiting. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what the code could have been changed to. That's what it was in the picture. Yeah, it'll lock you out for a while. Yeah, if you put the wrong code in too many times, it will lock you out. Well, you're gonna have to pry the door open. Break it in, and turn that thing over and let her know, like, could you go down there and let her know that you just need like another 15 minutes and let her know that the code thing wasn't working? You have to get that resolved. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, break in there, break in there. Get it. Let's get it done because I think that's mighty strange. Yeah, pry it open, and then I'll come there and I will reprogram it myself when I'm done with this. I'm actually still broadcasting now. I'm like showing everyone that this is business. Like this is what you have to do sometimes, you know. And the lady, her name is Christy. She's downstairs and she just texted me. Just let her know what you're doing so that she'll understand and be patient. Yeah, she's in the Lux room. Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay. Whew. Got to tell somebody to break the door down to get in there. Yeah, one of the rooms. It's long story, long story. But it's more than one way to skin a cat. Pry that thing open, basically, and get in there and do what you got to do. It's that's mighty strange that the code is not what it should be, but things happen. Things happen, and you got to be ready. So I apologize for that interruption. That's just an example of sometimes what you have to do to get the job done and try to make sure your customers are satisfied. So we're talking about, what are we talking about? Day trading, knowing yourself, not thinking that that's going to be an easy way. Really, just get it out of your mind that there's any easy way to make good money. There's a very, very, very small population of people that are fortunate enough to have gotten rich doing what they absolutely love and quickly. I don't personally know anybody, but I'm sure there have been some cases. But most of the biographies and stories I've read of people that are really wealthy, they had a process. I make your heart happy. Look, I know that I'm smiling right now, but I'm actually on the inside. I am ready to like punch somebody in the face. But you know, you gotta get it done. You gotta get it done, and you gotta show faith and trust me. When I finish this broadcast and I'm on my way over there, and if I have to talk to the customer, she would never know how angry I am right now. Not at her, but at the situation that has happened that we need to resolve. So, oh boy, I'm telling you. Even if you love it, you must grind. Oh, you said get off here and handle your business. Yeah, it is looking like that's about to have to happen. But I wanted to make sure I gave you all my time because just like the lady, even though she's a paying customer, you all are not paying. But those of you all who have committed to the challenge, your commitment and your time is what you've given me. So I'm accountable to you all also, and not just somebody, you know. It'll be okay. If she's that unhappy after we do this resolution that I'm thinking will fix the situation, you know, she can always leave a bad review. I already had a video on how to handle bad reviews, so it happens. We'll see what happens though. I'll break the door down for her. I don't know if that's a gesture big enough for her. Yeah, if you even if you love it, you must grind. Yeah. You have to learn how to fall in love with your business, even if it's not something you really truly love. It's kind of like the rich ugly man. You know, if if you're like looking for a man with money, right? And if that's your goal, I'm not saying that's my goal. If that's your goal, like if you're looking for a man with money and you find him, but he is fugly, right? You better learn You better learn to fall in love with him. So that's the same thing with the business. You know that the outcome is what you want ultimately, so you better figure out how to love it, because you're going to have to spend a lot of time with it. You know, you're gonna go through your honeymoon phase, and then you're gonna want to get your separation. You're gonna want to divorce the business. You're gonna want to reconcile. You're gonna give it a chance over and over again. And you got to fall in love with the business to make it work, because you won't be able to stomach the kind of things you have to do sometimes and how uncomfortable you have to be. You think I feel like getting up right now? Look at me. Y'all ain't never seen me like this. This has been the day I've had. And it says, please don't make me do stuff. Please don't make me do stuff. I got on my sweats. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to have to go over here. Lord have mercy. Love Mr. Fugly. Mr. Fugly will become fine as wine when he is wining and dining you and your bills are paid and you don't have to lift a finger. So that's attractive. That's attractive. So that's how it is with your business. If you look at your business like the ugly rich man, or let me give an example that my man can use. No, I'm not. Never mind. I'm not going to use the example I was thinking of, but use your imagination. You know, if you had to make do with a woman who wasn't as cute in the face as you like, but there were other things, right? You better learn to love her, or the wife that is pretty and nice but cannot cook. And you got to lie to tell her it's good, but because you lie, she think it's good. She keep making it, thinking you loving it. Like, that's what it's like to be in business. You better learn to love that nasty food. Okay? That's a good woman. She just can't cook. Yep. So if you guys don't have any questions, I'm having a good time with y'all tonight. I do need to go get busy. If there are no more questions, I got to run over here. Hi, Nico. Hi, Ron. I've seen you guys in here before. Welcome back. We're finishing up now, but if anyone has any questions, I'm just giving a little bit more time. Okay, Derek has called it. I will be safe. Yes, I'm about to speed over here. It's times like this where the Maserati comes in handy. I'm about to... All right, y'all. Be sure you boss up. Make sure you do that goal I told you about today. And I will see you all tomorrow at 9 o'clock. All right? Boss up.